Retro-style survival horror game Flesh Made Fear announced for PC. Kickstarter campaign planned to support additional features and console ports. So this is a video that I've been wanting to do for a bit now because I was able to check out this trailer like a few days back, and yeah, it's one of those things. Honestly, I've been slacking on doing videos and everything like that. It's just I had some personal stuff kind of going on, and then just some other stuff. I just been kind of lazy, honestly. But this was one of those things that I did want to do a video on a few days back, and since I have been missing out on like doing videos recently, there are a few news articles and stuff like that that I've been wanting to do, but I've been having to kind of decide to skip on some of them because of the fact that like times pass and everything like that. But this was one of the ones that I did want to get into and kind of go into a little bit deeper so that we can actually check out the information for the game as well as the trailer here. Now, I'm not gonna go over every little detail that's mentioned here. I am just gonna skim through some of it, and then that way we can go ahead and check out the trailer itself. So let's see what we got here. So, publisher Assemble Entertainment and Massacre at the Mirage developer Tainted Pack Games have announced Flesh Made Fear, a survival horror game inspired by the classic formula of original PlayStation games. It will launch for PC via Steam in Q4 of 2025. A Kickstarter campaign is planned to launch in February to support additional features and console ports. So yeah, and then it just goes into some of the details here, like the style and everything like that. It is one of those things, like it states here, it is going to be like an occult ritual kind of thing that they're going to be going up against, and it seems like it's going to be kind of in the same vein as like Silent Hill, as well as the Resident Evil games. But from the most part, from the trailer, what it looks like the enemies are going to be is more in line with Silent Hill, as opposed to like zombies and stuff like that that you'd see in Resident Evil. But yeah, the way it says like, will you face the nightmare or will the nightmare consume you, kind of a thing. So it does seem like it is going to be more of like a psychological kind of horror as opposed to, like I said, like Resident Evil, where it's being kind of zombies and stuff like that. And then yeah, it just goes into some of the information as far as the aspect of it, with it being kind of like a classic horror, because it does kind of have that Resident Evil, Silent Hill type of feel to it with fixed camera angles and everything like that, which is one of the main reasons I really did want to go over the video for this, because I think it does look pretty cool the way that they're able to kind of have that old school kind of feel to it. And then yeah, just one of the things I did appreciate as well was kind of right here in the first sentence. So, take on the role of an elite operative in the Reaper Intervention Platoon, so RIP, a covert task force deployed to neutralize Victor the Dripper Reaper. So I don't know, I like that. So like kind of like the RIP, like it does kind of have like that stars kind of feel that you normally see when it comes down to like Resident Evil or something like that. And then just some of the still shots right here. So as you can see, it does look like the enemy is more, like I said, something akin to like Silent Hill. And then I like the atmosphere that you see right here. Like it does kind of have that creepy look to it, or that eeriness to it, which is awesome. And the way the characters are designed and everything, it really does remind me of like Stars characters from Resident Evil. So I think that's pretty cool, as well as the fact that it is going to be something that it has the fixed camera angles. So I think that's awesome. And then as you can see, kind of the inventory that you're going to be having right here, I think that's also pretty cool. And then you got the different characters that you're going to be playing as. I believe it's only two characters that you'll actually be. So as stated right here. So key features: classic survival horror meets modern innovation. So fixed and dynamic camera angles, so just like Resident Evil. Limited saves. So same thing, kind of like the way that Resident Evil would do, like with the ink ribbons. So inventory management. So more than likely you're gonna have to be going back, and then obviously puzzle driven narrative. So I don't know if they're gonna kind of have something where you can kind of store your items like they were able to do in the first Resident Evil, or if it is gonna be kind of like more of a Resident Evil Zero feel, where you can kind of drop the items when you're going along throughout the game itself. And then two playable characters, choose between Natalie, less health, a larger inventory, or Jack, greater health, smaller inventory. And then same thing, it's kind of like Jill and Chris, exactly the same thing. So with Jill, how it was in the original Resident Evil, she has less health but more inventory, and then with Chris, he has greater health but smaller inventory. So really similar. So I like that. I really like the fact that they're kind of going off of like the Resident Evil style, which is pretty cool. And then each character offers unique stats and storylines, enhancing replayability. So again, just like Resident Evil. terrifying monsters and arsenal, so face grotesque abominations born of Ripper's twisted experiments. Arm yourself with weapons like pistols and grenade launchers, but beware, ammo is limited, challenging your resourcefulness. So yeah, so as I've stated before, I've never gotten into like the Silent Hill games or anything like that. So I don't know how much of that was similar in the sense of like different weapons you can use and all that type of stuff. But again, it has some of the feel of the enemies and everything like that to Silent Hill. But from the sounds of what they're going to be going off of for the game itself, it's definitely going to be a Resident Evil type of game. So I think that's actually pretty cool. So now that we got some of that information through, let's go ahead and check out the trailer for the game itself. Flesh Made Fear. Now I gotta say, like I stated, I love the fixed camera angles. I like the style that it's going for and everything like that. One things I am kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of like curious of how I would feel about it is one, if I were to actually play this, if I would prefer the way that the original, like not the original, but Resident Evil remake is, where it kind of has like that photorealistic backgrounds, and then the characters are just kind of passing by them. Where this looks like it's more of like the actual graphics are going to be based off of the backgrounds and everything like that. So that might be something I would actually prefer in Resident Evil, the way that they went about it in that regard. But at the same time, for this type of game, and I'm sure what they're trying to go with as far as the feel of it, this is probably what they wanted more in akin to it being than kind of like the Resident Evil remake kind of style. So I really do like the creepiness that it does kind of give. I feel like that it does really work well. Like it does have that eeriness, and then having like the 16-bit kind of graphics and everything like that, it does. I don't know why, but it just gives it a little bit more of that creepiness to it, which I think is really cool. And then I was really appreciating the way that it looks when you're shooting with like the laser and everything like that. I thought that was actually pretty cool. And I'm liking this sword. I mean, not sword. This knife play that they have right here. I think this looks like it works really well. One thing I will say though that I don't know why, but I don't really like is the way that it looks whenever he's shooting those monsters. The way that the little dots kind of come out. I think I probably would have preferred if it was kind of more of like the way that the original Resident Evil looks, where it kind of just has them kind of move back. But again, you don't want to make it too much like Resident Evil. You want to go ahead and differentiate it than how it looks from those games. And then this part I like a lot because it does really give that same type of feel. Like whenever you die in Resident Evil, you're just like, you are dead kind of a thing, and that screen comes up. Looks so similar to that, so I think that's awesome. I like that a lot. Flesh Made Fear. Wishlist now. So yeah, I mean, I like that trailer, man. I feel like they did a really good job with it, and it has me interested to see what the game is gonna be like once it actually does come out, kind of a thing. Now, I'm obviously, since I don't have a PC, I won't be able to actually play it myself right away. Like they stated, though, they are trying to work to see if they can actually get any console ports and everything like that. So hopefully that'll be able to come soon. But yeah, man, as far as the game itself goes, I think it looks like it'll be pretty good. And I'm gonna have to wait and see how it actually plays out and everything like that. But I would like to see, maybe some people stream it or something. Especially if it would be like the Residents of Evils type of guys, if they were to like do something with this, I think that would actually be really cool. So who knows? Hopefully it'll be actually a good game and worth checking out. like they said, it probably won't come out until Q4 of 2025, so it'll probably be a few months before we actually get to see any further information now when it comes down to it. But yeah, as far as what we get so far, I'm digging it, man. I'm liking it a lot. So hopefully it is something worth checking out, and hopefully it's a good game. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Is there any old school Resident Evil fans or Silent Hill fans? Does this look like it would be something right up your alley? So let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.